Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Are you guys excited for Friday? I am.
I'm
I
excited.
am. You're excited. So I'm planning to take this weekend off because I haven't taken any weekend off for so long since it's tax season, and we've been doing workshop, planning for workshop, and doing a lot of things. So if you guys are new here, my name is Noura Masri, and I am an enrolled agent and the founder of Noura's Books. I am known as a nonprofit CFO, and I have here with me, as every Friday, my partner Brittany C, and I'll let her talk about herself. Hi,
Hi,
Brittany.
Hi, Nora. Hi, everyone. I am Brittany C. I am a certified grant consultant who positions grant writers, nonprofits, and businesses to win funding at inception. So that's the first 1 to 3 years. As long as as long as you start right, build your foundation, it is possible. You don't have to wait 5, 10, 25 years to get started on your dream, your vision, and your goals. You can get started in your first 1 to 3 years.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. And guys, while we're talking, you can definitely ask us question in the comments, and we will be happy to answer you. Today, we're going to be talking about how can you unleash your nonprofit potential. And the first thing to start with actually is your mindset. How are you thinking about anything you want to do with your nonprofit? Do you have that scarcity mindset, thinking like you have to get everything for free, thinking that you do not have time to run your nonprofit, you do not have money, you do not have staff, your board is not responsive? Are you doing that? Are you doing that? If you're doing that, then stop doing that. You need to change your mindset, and in order to get to the successful nonprofit you want to have, because I don't think you started your nonprofit to really be desperate or um, don't know what to do, running out of money, using your own money and staying away from your family. No one wants to do that, right? So stop thinking, having excuses, and not willing to really invest in your nonprofit and running it as a business. So change your mindset. Your mindset is essential. Um, like you can, well, yeah. Can you give them some tips also, Brittany, about their mindset, like how they
So,
are breaking, how they are not really taking care of their nonprofits?
yes. Okay. So, I know as a grant consultant, it's just like, okay, well, what do you know about nonprofits? I have to know everything about a nonprofit in order to win funding, especially if I'm telling you, oh, okay, well, we're going to win funding in the first 1 to 3 years. Like, I have to know a thing or two about nonprofits. But what I get a lot is new nonprofits coming to me, not knowing the protocol, not knowing the process, and they're coming to me saying, I need grants. And I'm the first on the list when I really should be last or next to last. So the mindset is, yes, you want to do your good in the world. You want to help others. You want to be a game changer, a visionary. You want to you see a problem and you have the right tools to fix it. However, you can burn yourself out if you are starting from the bottom, from your formation. Maybe you got past that process, but to get into the actual nonprofit, running of the nonprofit, it can be overwhelming if this is something you haven't done before, and if it's not something that you've done your homework on. So that's what I see a lot of as a grant consultant, where it's like, oh, I'm new. When did you get your determination letter? Okay, I got it like 2 months ago, but I'm grant ready. No. Or it's the mindset of, oh, well, since I got my 501c3 determination letter, I can have this nonprofit run itself. That's a great idea. And it's not a great idea. So when you change your mindset from going from, let's just say, an employee to a nonprofit leader, you have to make that transition, and it needs to show on your paperwork, and in the physical building, or on in the physical building where you have your nonprofit, as well as online. So getting in that mindset of a boss, getting in that mindset, changing that mindset from being employed to being a boss, running now, like Nora said, you're running your nonprofit as a business. What are you doing to invest in yourself? There's a lot of good free stuff, but eventually the time is going to come where you're going to have to invest in yourself with the knowledge that you gain from the free information. So how do you plan to do that? Is it in the budget? Are you able to plan ahead for these things? So it's more than just on paper starting your nonprofit and making sure your 990 is filled out correctly, and making sure your board is trustworthy, and making sure everyone follows protocol, and making sure you get funded. It's more to it than that.
Yes, and also I want to actually mention one thing after, that you have to be in the mindset of, okay, I am sharing everything with anyone, with everyone online. Why? Because nothing private about nonprofits. Everything is public. If you go to the IRS website, you're gonna find your 990 there. If your exempt status that you celebrated when you got was revoked, it's gonna show up there forever. Even when you were reinstated, it's going to show up also that you were reinstated. Every single thing is public, every single thing. So you want to make sure you have that mindset. If you are not a public person, maybe train yourself to be one. If you don't want to be one, maybe nonprofit is not for you then. Maybe you want to do something else. Like you can be an entrepreneur or even an employee, anything, and provide value and do good. So you don't have to be a nonprofit. I used to think I have to be a nonprofit. Not saying you shouldn't be, but if you're not ready, if you do not ready to work on your mindset to be a leader for your nonprofit where you can take it to the next level, then it might not be the good business structure for you. So you want to think about that before you even start. I wouldn't start and then be miserable with my family, with everything, because now my dream is falling apart and I cannot help people and I complain about everything around me. It doesn't work this way. It doesn't work. You really have to know what is it gonna entail and be ready to take it to the next level. And before I give a chance to Brittany to talk about her second points or whatever, I want to tell you guys, if you have not heard yet, we're gonna have a June 10 event. That is an event you're gonna get a lot of value with. We're gonna talk more about mindset. We're gonna talk about more stuff, and you're gonna be able to work with us during that event. And it's going to be in June 10. And registration open now. And actually, we have Facebook events already there. You can purchase tickets on the Facebook event, but the way you can go to it, you can just go to my website, noorasbooks.com, upcoming events page. You can go there and find June, and June 10, you will find that event there. Just click there. It's going to take you to the Facebook. From Facebook, there's a way, like there's a lot of details, what you're going to benefit, what who we are and everything, and then what do you expect, and you can purchase the ticket there. Make sure to purchase the ticket now. Very soon this price will be increasing because we're going to give you a lot of value. We're going to make you work so you can implement those stuff in your nonprofit. And this event is for you, whether you are nonprofit leader, whether you are thinking of to have a nonprofit, whether this is actually you are a grant consultant, nonprofit consultant, anything. So make sure you guys join now, because very soon, we're going to be increasing the price because we have to. Early birds get the goodies, so make sure you are one of these early birds who's going to get this event with a great value for now. And you can actually, at the link when you purchase the ticket, there's a choice. If you do not want to make one payment, or you're not able now, at least like to start the process so you can break the payment up, there's like pay later option, so you can do that. So feel free to go and do that, and we would love to see you there. We can't wait to see you all there. It's going to be in person in Houston. um, the place will be determined. We'll see like how many people are going to join us, so we can take as many people as possible. We don't want to say no to you guys. We know you're gonna be excited about it, and you don't want to miss it. So we didn't want to limit ourselves with the space for now, but soon we have to reserve the spoon. So the space. So make sure to join, because if we reserve the place and actually you guys didn't make it, we're gonna say sorry. Wait list until next event. So make sure you get in now. Make sure to get the discount, the special early bird price right now, and we would love to see you there. So we'll get to you.
So yeah, we would love to see you there. We're gonna give some amazing goodies, some information that I believe you guys have not heard it before. I
Mhm.
believe I say that because a lot of information that's out there is like regurgitated. You can Google search it, but with our methods, you can't find it on Google. You can
Yeah.
try, but it's not going to be there. So, I would say another mindset, another point about shifting your mindset as a nonprofit, and this is from a grant consultant. I say that you should know. I'm not saying that you ought to do this, but you should know the process and what it's going to take to get funded. Because a lot of nonprofits rely on grant writers and grant consultants to know this right out the gate. They don't kind of dig deeper, and they don't really ask qualifying questions. It's kind of the same basic questions that really, you know, you can fib on. It's really one of those like, well, what can you do? I can do this. You're hired. And then when they get no funding, they're like, well, what's wrong? What happened? So I would say ask more qualifying questions when you're vetting your grant writers, and also put them to the test. If they've been with you for a while, I would say 6 months, because it takes a while to see. And I know 6 months is a long time, but if in a 6 month time frame they haven't gotten any funding, that's when I would say, talk to them, talk to them, know this. And if they still haven't improved or gotten anything, then let them go and get another one. You want to do something, you want to do the thing that is taking your nonprofit, like Nora said, to the next level, not hindering your nonprofit because maybe they haven't been given proper training. Maybe they have the writing down packed, but writing is one thing, getting funded is another. So I always encourage nonprofit leaders, look into that aspect of grant writing, because this person, whoever is writing the grants for you, they are the ones that are seeking the funding for you. They're supposed to. So if you see that, I would say you should know the grant cycle, you should know the process. And if it's not lining up, then yeah, keep going until you get that right match. I'm not trying to say give everyone who has a title of grant writer a chance, but I am saying until you get a match, until you get one that's qualified, do that, matchmake.
So basically, what this mindset that you have to have is really you being the boss. And actually, you have to understand actually, when you having a consultant grant writer, she's your partner, she's not your employee. She's your partner. So you have to speak to her as a partner. That's how you deal with your partner. But you also want to be reasonable. So if she tells you you're not ready and you need to do this to be ready, you have to listen because she's the expert. And not, and with this situation, you're not going to get funded in 6 months. What Brittany's saying is actually, if you're ready and she tells you you are ready and everything, so lay out the expectation in the beginning and hear what she's telling you, because she
Mm.
might be telling you something that you're not hearing. So make sure you hear that, and don't just jump from a consultant to another just because you didn't get funded, because that is not the way to do it. You need to make sure you everything is good, but there's something wrong with the approach, with the thing. Sometimes, like, I like to give people more chance, because the longer they work with you, the longer they know you, and now they can actually
That's
talk on your behalf. But
mm-hmm.
that's why you have to be in communication, and like you're going in the right direction. But you have to be in the mindset to say, okay, when you see like you're not going in the right direction, either correct the direction, or if it's not, the direction is not being corrected, then now, like, you have to be apart and go look for another consultant. So that is what you have to do, because it's actually a balance where, like, okay, is it me, is it her, is it the process, do we have to tweak this? Always talk to people who are really in the real world, like they know, like, there's nothing set on stone. They have to flow with the flow, with keeping everything going. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to have that leadership mindset to do that. And hi, Faden, I love you too. So yeah, so you have to have that mindset. And actually, in our June event, we're gonna be talking about this and more, a lot more. And you can actually talk to us, and we can discuss together. You can ask us on specific situation, whether you are from the nonprofit side or if you are from the consultant side. We're gonna be able to help you, and who knows, maybe you're gonna get your next client or grant writer from there.
Oh yeah, and also we would definitely be using that as a networking event. We're not holding you guys back from whenever you see us in person. You can network with us. You can network with anyone in the room. We're not like trying to hoard you all. Like, no, you're my precious. No, you can't network. So we're building a rich environment because we understand that from what we're seeing, it's probably it's probably not out of control, and we don't want it to be out of control, but from our experience, and especially what we've been getting from clients, where a lot of them were not saying no, it's not right now, but hey, while you're getting ready, while we're saying not right now, here's what you need to get ready, so we're not going to leave you hanging. If we're not a match, we're still gonna help you to get to where you need to go. That's what I believe in, because you never know. You never know who you're helping. You never know if, okay, maybe you're not a match for that person, but they have a top tier, high paying client that you are a match for. So I never like to, especially in business, and this is what I learned, I never like to just be rude or kick someone out. Like, well, we're not a match. I can't help you. Get out of my way. But we want to create a rich environment, and another thing about mindset is this: when you mentally prepare yourself, when you know the aspects, just like a captain of the ship, if you will, you should know the jobs that make your nonprofit function. You should know how it works, so when there's a problem, you're better able to address it, assist it, change it. Like Nora was saying, see that it's a problem, address it. Like, hey, maybe we need to do training. Let's try to fix it, And if it can't be fixed, then that's when you know, and if you've told them several times, of course, and they're still not trying to work with you, then of course, get someone else. But what when it comes to that, being a boss, being in that mindset of a boss, I know a lot of people are making that transition from being an employee to a boss, and it's almost like, okay, I'm waiting for my client to call me. Okay, I'm waiting for my client to pay me. Okay, I'm waiting for my client. And you can't do that. You can't do that, because when you were an employee, you would do the work, and yes, you would wait for your paycheck to come. But when you're a boss, you got to go out there and get it. And it's not as hard as a lot of people try to make it seem like it is. You
Mhm.
know, you'll learn quickly that where you should follow up and where you should stop following up. It's just something, like I said, it's something that you have to be mentally ready for. And if you're not, it's not a problem to mentally prepare yourself. And some things, like, we can't save you from all things, but some things will require you to do trial and error. We can from our experiences, we will show you, especially with the mindset, how to avoid certain potholes, but you know, we can't save you from everything. Some things will require you to, you know, try it more than once to get it right. I'll say that.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to try. Actually, if you are not making mistakes, that means you're not doing anything.
You can't learn
So
from it.
I rather have you like do work, do something, and get a mistake, learn from it. That is actually the best school, the best education you can get. Of course, you want to eliminate the time, you want to save time, so you want to work with someone who knows how to do. But still, when you work with people who knows what to do, you're gonna implement it, make mistake, but they're gonna correct you faster. So they're gonna tell you, oh, here is where the mistake happened. Here is what you missed. While when you're working on your own, you're not going to be able to identify it. And maybe you are moving in a totally wrong direction and you don't even know it. So it's
Ooh.
great to always have someone on your side to just guide you. Just sometimes, like just that person, it takes them to ask you the right question for you to figure it out. But at least you have a map, you have the roadmap to get to where you want to go. So don't just like try to go at everything at your own and then be desperate. Make sure you seek guidance. Like there's no way. Actually, we're lucky in this world. Like everything available online, a lot of coaches, a lot of niches, a lot of people actually focusing on certain things. So you see, what do you want to do? And go find someone who's gonna coach you on that. Because when you are a leader, you need this you need this more than any time before. Like, do you think all these top leaders or top company leaders, like, they don't have coaches? They do invest on great coaches all the time. Otherwise they won't be able to make it. It's very stressful. Like every situation you are in, like every level, it has its own challenges, it has its own problems. So you always need guidance. So, and every coach need a coach, and every, like, so you really need someone to be with you. So what we're doing on that event, actually, we are gonna facilitate that for you. And don't just wait for that. Like, follow us, follow other people who you would like to hear from, or whatever
Hmm.
you want. And make sure you seek education. I wouldn't wait on anyone, but make sure you get your spot on June 10th because it's going to be fruitful. And yes, actually, someone inboxed me a question um, asking if they could attend, if it's open for everyone, like from all other states. Yeah, welcome. You're welcome.
Oh,
Houston is
definitely.
beautiful. Houston is beautiful, like nice. June is gonna be great. So there's a lot of things like you can do in Texas, in Houston. So yeah, come over and join us, and you're not gonna regret it. You're gonna love it, and we can't wait to see you there.
I was gonna, you made a valid point, and I wanted to expound on it.
Uh,
You were talking about how, you know, you're getting in there doing correcting mistakes that you didn't know that you were making. That's another reason why we're having this workshop, because constructive criticism
Mhm.
is the key component to your success. Now, I'm not saying to allow disrespect, but I am saying if someone is telling you, "Hey, you went left, but the answer and the success that you need is over here to the right," or "I saw you go over to the right, but it's actually straight ahead. If you keep going straight, you're gonna get to your destination." That's what we're doing as well. That's what we're presenting. If you we're not going to beat you up if you did make mistakes, but we are letting you know that, hey, maybe you're doing something, or maybe you're trying to get funded and you're still not, you've been a nonprofit for a while and you still haven't gotten funded. You followed the right protocol, your formation is set up correctly, and now you've done all the things to get the donations in, and now you're doing the last step, which is getting in grant funding, and you still can't get funded. So
Mhm.
we're taking you on that journey on how you can get funded. We're taking you on that journey, or before you even get funded with grants, how do you attract the funder? How do you get their attention? How do you make and build that partnership? What it you know uh, what what else do you need to ensure success in your nonprofit? So these things are what we're going to be teaching. And yes, with us being live, if you have a question right then and there, we can answer. If you're doing the workbook, if you're following the steps and you're still like, well, I did this formula, I did this, I don't know what else to do, we can help you in real time, versus having the whole workshop and then like, hey, what's the first thing I said, what's the very first thing I said, and you're like, I don't know. So in real time, we take you step by step in making those corrections so you're able to have nonprofit success and to get funded.
Mhm. Awesome. So we don't want to keep you so long today. Here is the link.
For
Go
the
to
upcoming events.
nourisbooks.com. I put it on the screen, so just go there, nourisbooks.com, upcoming events. You want to go to June, and you're going to find it in June 10. It's going to take you to the Facebook group. Go ahead and register. Purchase it now so you don't have to pay more. And we can't wait to see you. And if you have any question, you can post it there in the event or just inbox us, and we would love to talk to you. We're gonna come again next week on Friday. We'll let you know what time, and we're gonna talk about more things about nonprofit, and we will not might be we will be answering your questions about the events. So make sure to get those questions going. Comment here under the videos, whatever actually you are watching this, and my platform or on Brittany's platform, whatever platform you are watching this live from. Comment there, ask your questions, and we will be checking those comments and will answer you. And have a great weekend. And we're gonna say bye. But before we say bye, I'm gonna let Brittany say anything, any last thing that she wants to tell you.
Oh, well, the final thing I was going to say is just if you want more information, if you want to learn more about what Nora and I are doing, follow us. We are all over social media. We got Instagram, Facebook, I got Pinterest, we got YouTube. So follow us to stay informed. You never know what nugget that we're going to give you that can actually help you. So
Mm,
I say follow us on all our platforms. Come see us in person whenever we are having our workshops, our other workshops. But the main event is going to be our VIP days that we're doing on June 10th. And yeah, you want to be the first to register. Just going what going by what Nora was saying, you want to be the first to register because pretty soon, as we, especially when we get closer and closer to June 10th, the prices will go up. So you want to make sure that, while you still have it at a low price, get your payment plan together, pay in full. Go ahead and reserve your spot because you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
Awesome, awesome. So, also on this page, you can find all our event listed there. But so you can have a week view, event view. You add that event to the calendar and just make sure to reserve it, reserve your seat, and all we're gonna be updating that calendar all the time. So make sure you check it regularly, and don't forget to register to June event. Do it now, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.